talk about, let's get right here, you know what I'm saying? Welcome to Mainline Radio, of course, but I want to talk about do not run from the new you know what I'm saying? I think this is so important for us to understand ourselves, understand where we at, understand where we're going. And that way, I always say each one teach one. That way we can actually reach back and teach somebody and help somebody, on their journey. Oh my God, did I pause it? You see, hold on. There we go. Hey, that beat right there be knocking though. Man, welcome to another Down to Earth podcast. Hey, check it out, man. I am the wonderful, beautiful, magnificent, glorious schizophrenic global Penti literature, aka Attention, better known as Reverend Dolce, man. And like I said, right now we want to talk to you about a few things, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully it can be encouraging and inspire you, what I'm saying, up on your day. Whenever you receive it, you can look back up on this and say, you know what? You're right about that, you know what I'm saying? This is a new person that I'm becoming, you know what? And I'm glad and I'm proud of the new person that I'm becoming, And I'm gonna do everything to protect the peace, to protect the development of that new person that I am becoming, So, I want to put that up on your mind and up on your heart, you know what I'm saying? Do not run from the new you, So what's going on, family? You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the main line, check it out. If this is your first time here, welcome. Around here, hey, we like to talk about faith, behavior, AI content creation, family, purpose, and actually building something that outlives us. And we talk about legacy, you know what I'm saying? Isn't that a good thing? We can talk about something that actually, you know what I'm saying, can outlive us. Something that we can reach back and we can pass on to the next generation from generation to generation. Come on, man. So look, today I want to encourage somebody who's been feeling a little uncomfortable, you know what I'm saying? And it's not because you're doing something wrong. What I want you to understand is not because you're necessarily doing something wrong, but sometimes, change and growth, it can be uncomfortable, so let's go ahead and bring clarity to that. Because, right now, all we simply doing, hey, we praying for change. We want growth, we want growth, we want prosperity. We want, things that can inspire us and take us to generation to generation, from level to level, from this place to that place, from this setting to that setting, from that level to this level, from that height to that height, from glory to glory, amen. So therefore, when we understand when that change, when it do arrive, sometimes we become uncomfortable in it. And we the ones that sit back and we praying, we asking God to grow us. We asking God, hey, help me grow. Lord, help me grow. And then we become surprised we don't recognize ourselves anymore, because, hey, I'm not doing some of the same things that I used to be doing. Some of the things that I was inspired by, some of the things that was very influential to me. Some of the behaviors that I was exhibiting. Them things no longer, they don't inspire me because I have grown from that. So therefore, let's not run from the new you and let's not run back to the new you. Let's let growth take its proper development, take its proper... Hey, man. And then, we sit back and we say, hey, you know what? Maybe that's exactly what was supposed to happen, Sometimes the problem, it comes, with too much comfort. Think about it. Every promotion, it feels uncomfortable because it's going to a level that we're not used to. We're not accustomed to this level. You get what I'm trying to say? Every new business, sometimes it feels like it's uncomfortable. Every new relationship, sometimes it feels like it's uncomfortable. Every new ministry, every new career, every... Y'all not hearing me, man. We talking about uncomfortability that it's going to take for us to be able to grow, to recognize that we are going to a new place. We're not the same person who we used to be. So do not run from the new you. And it's going to take some time. It's going to take some development. It's going to take some perseverance. It's going to take some enduring. Come on. Every new relationship, every new ministry, every new career, even becoming a better husband, a better wife, a better father, a better mother, it all takes change. It's up under development, you know, so we want to make sure that we keeping very firm. We hold on tight to not running from the new us. You know what I'm saying? I accept the new me. I'm proud to understand me at a new level. I'm proud to understand me at a new dimension. I'm proud of these things. And you don't weep, you know, for what was yesterday. You don't cry up over spilled milk or what I used to have. Come on. Those things, you know, and think about it. Sometimes we talk about things that they don't feel natural at first. Bro, sometimes they don't feel natural. Why? Because your old habits were practiced thousands of times. You've been in a recycling period practicing some of these old habits. So therefore, they feel very comfortable to you because it's repetition. It is habitual. It's something that you're used to do. It's something that you're used to doing. So your new habits, they have become only practiced a handful of times. So don't mistake unfamiliar for wrong. Sometimes unfamiliar is simply its growth. The old version of you knew exactly how to react. The new version of you, that's what has to stop. It says think. You know, the new version of you, it says, hey, let me stop. Let me think about this. You know, let me calculate this. Hey, let me get things, together because I'm starting to think of some of the antecedents. I'm starting to think of some of the behavior. I want to know what some of the potential consequences could be if I continue going on the way that I'm used to going on. Because, like you say, only a sick dog returns back to its own vomit. You get what I'm trying to say? Only a sick dog returns back to its own vomit. Nothing is wrong with what they say. Insanity is repeating the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. So we need to sit back, we need to think. You say, you know what? The new version of me, it will stop some things and it will take some place for me to sit back and reevaluate my decision. I might need to pray a little bit longer. I might need to respond a little bit differently. That's what growth is. You get what I'm trying to say? Let's go ahead and take this from... Man, look at it. This is one thing that I love about behavior. Behavior analysis, you know what I'm saying? Applied behavior. This is one thing that I love about ABA. See, in ABA, we don't expect lasting behavior to change after one lesson. We know that it's going to take time. We're going to have to read the data. We're going to have to go through a lot of different decisions. There's going to be a lot of different changes. These are things that we're going to have to do, We understand that learning happens through repetition, practice, reinforcement, and consistency. So when a learner is acquiring a new skill, we don't just say, hey, they failed because they didn't master it on the first attempt. We know that we got to keep teaching. We got to keep adjusting. We got to keep, putting our approach out there. We got to keep our reinforcement in progress. Now think about it. In your own life. Think about this right here in your own life. Sometimes we expect ourselves to instantly become patient, and it don't happen. Don't come down upon yourself because you're going through a situation. You feel like, hey, I could have handled that situation a little bit different. I could have did this differently. So now you're sitting there, you're mad and you angry because you done made the most maturest decision in a time of refining, in a time when you're being learned, you're changing, you're learning a new person. So accept the growth. Because instantly, you have to understand that growth, that process, discipline just doesn't happen overnight. You gotta practice at this thing. You gotta work at this thing, right? Instantly, old habits, they can stop. That's once you become mature and you recognize the same patterns. But if you don't recognize the same behavior, the same patterns, you're gonna find yourself in the same situation and you like, how did I get here? Most of the time you recognize, how did I get here? Because you didn't give yourself the chance to say, you know what? I see this before it even comes. And And I don't have to deal with it in the midst of it. I can deal with it before I find myself in the middle of it. You get what I'm trying to say? Come on, y'all. But behavior, right? Behavior, it changes over time through repeated choices. That means we're going to have to repeatedly, constantly practice in some of these decisions that we're making. Every day you choose differently. You strengthening a new pattern of a new behavior that you are developing, which is that new person that you got to make sure that you are not running from. Say, okay, I accept the growth. I understand the growth. I understand it's a process. I'm not going to come down upon myself. I'm not going to be mad. I'm not going to sit back and look at everything that I can try to do. No, I'm going to face it in maturity and say, you know what? I'm still learning. I'm still growing. So whether you're building a better relationship or becoming a healthier learner, of AI tools, creating content, or growing spiritually, those repeated decisions, they actually do matter. Growth isn't just one giant leap. It's thousands of small choices stacked together. That means, repeatedly, it's like a stacking, it's like a building block. You gotta build you a good, strong foundation. So that you'll be able to see that tower being built right there before you actually begin to put a little bit more in, a little bit more become stacked up on that pile. But if you're not putting no more in on that pile, you're not stacking. A little bit of money in the bank one day it will amount to something. But you gotta be putting money in the bank every single day if you want to see your savings stack. Come on, we talking about learning yourself through the eyes of God. One thing that I've been realizing, right, is sometimes we're still introducing ourselves using an old version of us. Oh, that's so strong. Sometimes we are introducing ourselves using an old version of us. Look at it. What we are saying is this, meeting or trying to, establish a relationship with somebody, you want them to know who you used to be. Because that's how you feel like, you can make a connection with the person. So that's how you feel like there's familiarity that's being brought into the situation. But that ain't what the new person is becoming. I only want to represent myself of who I'm destined to be, who I'm coming to be, my future. I don't want you to be looking at me of anything that has to do with my past. You know why? Because he was immature and he was undeveloped. So one thing, that's what I'm realizing. God, he already knows the finished worth. And we still talking about the rough draft. God already understands the finished work. God already understands the finished work. And here we is sitting here still talking about what the rough draft says. He already sees the purpose. We're still looking at mistakes. He's already seeing the color. We're still focused on failures. Maybe that's why faith is so important, because faith allows us to walk forward something before everyone, including ourselves, can fully see it. And this is important. This is what's going to help us develop and grow, strengthen into the person that God has maturely called us to be, okay? So the uncomfortable feeling, it may simply be your own identity losing influence. This stuff right here is important to you guys. You guys need to get this if you want to go to the next level. That means look it. There was a passage of scripture in the Bible where God said, look it, as I'm telling you to move forward and grow forward, do not look back. And that person that looked back, what happened to that person who looked back? Sometimes God is just telling you to look forward. You don't have to look back and try to recognize yourself with who you were, previously. The things that I used to do, the things that I used to have. Amen. And that's what I'm saying, starting to grow and starting to see yourself through the eyes of God. Because some of them things right there, they're weight on you. There are things that you're holding on to that's in the past that's holding you down. And you need to let that go. It's nothing but a weight. It's sin. It's negativity. It's the past that you don't want no part of. You have to let that go. And then all of a sudden you feel like, when you look at the person in the mirror, you like, hey, I don't even really know the person in the mirror, because you know what? Here I am giving this falsified pretense illusion of a person, a character of who I used to be. That was a character. We talking about you lose yourself in the reality of who you truly is. Not becoming no fake person. We talking about being transforming, yes, transformed by the renewing of the mind. This is important, y'all. We talking about building with Mainline. Make sure y'all stay good. Make sure that y'all definitely stay with me. Look at it. Building with Mainline. So look at it. Let me talk about a little bit on how we are building. And that's, what we're actually doing right now in the process, this very moment. This is what Mainline is about. This is what we're doing. Where we are a community where we can strengthen, and we can encourage, and we can build, and we can uplift one another, day to day. So that's how we're building Mainline. This isn't just about a platform. This is not about another live stream. This isn't just about another social media page. This is talking about really building a community, a place where creators can learn, families can grow, behavior professionals can share knowledge, where people can discover AI without feeling left behind. Musicians can be heard, businesses can be supported, people can encourage one another instead of competing with one another. Communities are not built overnight, neither are movements. Movements are built upon conversation, relationships, one stream, one act of consistency at a time. And if you're watching today, you are part of that foundation, and I need you guys to understand this, okay? We're talking about building a community, right? Working together for each other, being a part of a body in unison, conjoined together. Y'all hear me? Y'all hear what I'm trying to say? Come on, man. Welcome to the Mainline. Look at real quick, in closing, look at my challenge. We always got to end this thing with a challenge. So in closing, my challenge for you guys this week, check it out, but my challenge for you guys this week is this right here, right? Do not run back to what's familiar just because it's comfortable. Did y'all hear me? Do you need me to repeat that for somebody in the back who did not hear that? Do not run back to the old you just because it's comfortable. You gotta get uncomfortable when it comes to you getting some growth, growing some muscle, being able to sustain, being able to, to tour, being able to, take off some of these things, take back. Keep showing up, keep learning, keep serving, keep creating, keep growing. Keep talking about things that's going to be important, that's going to keep you. And when I say, hey, look it, you might be feeling uncomfortable. Instead of saying, I'm feeling uncomfortable, say, hey, you know what? I don't recognize that anymore. Try saying, maybe God is introducing me to the person he has always intended for me to become. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Welcome to this Mainline Radio. And look it. Make sure, as we are building community, invite somebody to the community, because together we are not just creating content, we're building people. And yes, people build people. People are the building. We are building a good, strong foundation, okay? So everything has to have a chance to grow. This is definitely, BlessemLord. Y'all welcome, through the stream, man. Make sure that y'all stay good, stay blessed. I am Reverend Dochi, but we did have to make sure that we stand together with this, Make sure that we, putting this thing all the way together, man. This is Mainline Radio, part movement. Y'all stay good, stay blessed, man. Reverend Dochi out, yeah.